I want to spend a few minutes looking ahead because we're currently facing a crisis in higher education that is perhaps the worst ever in our nation's history. Our young people from middle class and working families, people like Kat, Will, Laura, and Stuart, who for generations have depended on access to affordable community colleges and state universities. They're now at risk of losing that access. Throughout the nation, state governments are cutting back on the funding that helps keep tuition affordable. The cuts threaten the system, of public higher education that began when Abraham Lincoln signed the Morrill Land Grant Act 150 years ago. A report by the National Science Board released just last month found that state support for public universities fell 20% between 2002 and 2010, and this shortfall has put public research universities in peril. The declining investment in universities has made this a lost decade for funding, and worse, it has happened while universities have increased enrollment by 320,000 students nationally. This has caused many to begin to question the future of public higher education and the implications for society. This is not a Chicken Little warning, and as a university president, I'm acutely aware that we need to adapt to today's economic realities. To be sure, state legislatures and governors have tough choices. Their ability to provide government services has decreased while the public's need for them has increased. And we know the difficulty of asking already hard-pressed Americans to pay higher taxes to subsidize public university tuition to enable lower and middle-income families to afford to send their children to college. But we must address the current reality that our nation's public universities are charging tuitions that even in-state students find increasingly out of their reach. Without a doubt, everyone in leadership at public universities can and must do a better job of reducing costs and improving education. Further belt-tightening must occur on university campuses everywhere. Every member of the university community shares that responsibility. We at Penn State know this, and we're turning over every stone to find savings and efficiencies while improving learning outcomes. This year, we had the lowest tuition increase in 45 years. We have trimmed budgets, cut programs, and consolidated functions, but you can't do 21st century science in labs left over from the days of Sputnik or before. And as the CEO and psychologist Sean Achor has said, if we study what is merely average, we will remain merely average. Our students and our nation deserve better, and we must do better if we intend to compete in the global economy.